Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So, what do I have for you today, then? I do have some amazing 20mm sculpts here of US forces and Soviet forces from the 1980s. The reason why I've got these guys is I kind of do fancy trying maybe some force in the future. That and does make a change. It's a little bit like playing bolt action at 28mm, isn't it, really? There we go. Apologies about the camera, by the way. It's going to have that, we'll just let that focus. There we go. We're going to turn the autofocus off. One day we will have technology for cameras to be alright like this. There we go, but not today. Apologies about that. But yeah, so you can see that we do have our US forces over here. I think you can see them pretty good here actually on the foam, which is nice. But as you can see, we do have a number of weapons. We do have our M16 guy. As you can see, that's very nice. What I like about these guys is they just definitely look the part. There's so much detail in here, and that's what I really do like. Very good. And the different poses are very nice. You can see M16 there running, which is really awesome. Now these guys do come hot off the presses from Elheim Minatures. Definitely check those guys out. But the pack I bought here was a total of about £37. And what it is basically you get enough forces for one of the force and force scenarios, which is, let's see, it is force and force on the outskirts of some German town in 1988. So these guys are pretty damn close to like the Cold War gone hot scenario, aren't they? What I like about this is just the amount of options. But if I take a look over here then, so I've got quite a few guys to go through. But the pack's very good value actually from Elheim. There we go, we've got some Soviet forces over here as well. Just a little bit of extra flash in there, but that's easy enough to get out. Not to get off them, I believe. Well, very nice molds, very nice. As you can see here, these guys are using the AKs, which is very cool. Poses are very nice. Details are awesome. But we do have quite a few things to go through here today. So let's take a look at some different figures here, actually. Now, let's see. I think I've got some RPGs. Whereabouts are they? Come on, make yourselves known. They're here somewhere. You'd think I'd have had this set up, but no. Spare the moment recording because these guys arrived here today, and I thought, you know what, it'd be cool to show them, wouldn't it? Here we go. Got the RPGs. Well, yeah, you get a good amount of figures in this pack here. I mean, £37, you get about, what, 50 figures? You get enough figures to actually play one of the Force and Force scenarios. There we go. Look at these fine boys. So obviously a little bit of extra flash in there just to take off, but that's no issue. But I love the detail on these guys. Absolutely gorgeous. But what I like is the fact that we've got like, so we've got 4 figures here, haven't we? But each one of them is in a different pose, which is really very nice. It really does give them that character, that personality there. And it just really brings a lot to the actual battlefield here, doesn't it? I think these would be, what, RPG 7s, perhaps? Very cool. Very much like these guys. We'll take a look at a couple more. Right, we do have, let's see. To be honest, I'm just really impressed by the US forces. I think I do have a Dragon ATGM, actually. I think it's an ATGM, or it might be considered a more medium anti-tank weapon, actually. Let's see, where are you? Tell you, I need like a proper lighting in here. Like an actual recording studio would be fantastic. But here we go, I found it now. There we go. So place him down there. Look at this guy. So he is carrying the medium anti-tank weapon. I think it is the Dragon there. I'm pretty damn sure it's a Dragon. I don't think it's like a Milan or anything like that. It's definitely not a Law. I think it is a Dragon perhaps. But just look at the detail of that. That is incredible amounts of detail there. Not only can you see the weapon he's using clearly, you can see the amount of detail on the actual person himself, which is fantastic. I really am looking forward to painting these guys up because they'll be really nice. I'm really quite excited. But we have a lot of different figures here. I mean, there's a good, really good amount of US forces. I'll tell you what, we'll take a look at the actual US commanders. These guys are really cool. Really like these guys. Apologies about the sniffles, a little bit of cold there here as well. But yeah, look at these guys. That's cool. I don't know what it is about it, but I really like the sort of 1980s. I mean, it's not too much of a difference now. I don't think there's much in the way of difference to equipment per se, or uniform per se. I'd imagine the protections definitely change, but I don't think there's a drastic change. I think it's still, is it the M57 helmet? Is that what they use? I can't remember what they call it now. But it's really very much... this is what I like. I mean, these guys are based, I think they're 1980s, 1988, something of that nature. But these guys are going to be great for Cold War games. And especially with game systems such as like Battlefront, their Norfolk game will be coming out in the near future. I'm looking forward to using these guys. Now, of course, when it comes to 20mm vehicles, Elheim do a very nice range. Their BTRs look phenomenal. But of course, I will be looking elsewhere as well, because this is it. You've got to diversify, haven't you? You've got to find a lot of different manufacturers there. But most importantly, you've got to find what you like. And that is very important. But yeah, so these guys are from Elheim, and I definitely would recommend checking them out. Their website is www.elheim.com. And yeah, worth checking it out. But yeah, here we go. What I'll do then is I'll show you all the actual figures that came in the actual pack in total. And you'll be able to see, yes, I am using the back of a picture frame. That is what I've been reduced to because I do not have a proper recording studio. I could record videos, I could record audio, but I can't do it really very well, unfortunately. But yeah, there's a lot of figures in here. I think it's around about 40 to 50 in total. You know what, I'm going to have to go a little bit faster here. There we go, good few more there. There we go. So you can definitely see that for about £37, you get a lot of figures in there. I think the Soviets, I think you've definitely got something akin to a platoon. I'm pretty damn sure it's about platoon strength there. I mean, for the US forces, potentially it depends really on the US forces, and maybe their squads are 5 men strong. I think the Soviets do tend to be about 10 men. But this is it. This is why I'm looking forward to playing games such as like Battle Group Norfolk when it does come out, because it gives you something just to really say, right, yeah, this is how much value I'm getting. This is what the game system I can use it for, which is really cool there. But you can see there's definitely a good amount of value. So yeah, that website is once again Elheim, and they arrive pretty quickly, pretty promptly. And there's not much in the way of flashing to take off, just a little bit. But the thing is, it's to be expected. But overall, quality is pretty damn good. Delivery is very nice. The only criticism I would have at Elheim is the website is a little bit hard to navigate at first. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. All it does, it just takes a little bit of getting used to. Once you figure out where things are, then you kind of have like a good idea. But there's some really awesome ranges there. Like, for example, there are the Soviet forces, and they like have the like chemical, biological like protection. And, oh, they look amazing. But they look like something you could easily have in like a post-apocalyptic RPG. So the thing is, it's like with this sort of scale, you don't have to use them for just purely wargaming. You could use these guys for RPGs, to be honest, which is really kind of cool. I've often thought about that. There's a couple RPGs which are like somewhat modern, or even like post-apocalyptic. These guys would be awesome. But yeah, there we go. So these guys are from Elheim and, well, Elheim. I feel like I need to do like some sort of Scandinavian accent after playing like God of War. But there we go. So this has been me, your good friend XTRG, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye for now. Hope to see you in the future. If you enjoyed this, please do let me know down in the comments and subscribe for more. Goodbye for now.